Festivals are moments of excess. Excess relaxation, excess music, overstimulation, potential for drinking too much. And as a result of that, you could say that you're generating more impact on the earth than if everybody stayed at home and read a book, for instance. If everyone who went to the festival didn't, then there'd be less impact.
People can perceive events to be slightly frivolous and a bit of a luxury. But I don't reckon. I think that socially, humans always have been involved in celebrations and rituals. So they're amazingly important. They always have been. If you're talking like thousands of years ago, that ritualistically, it's an important part of the way humans relate to each other. So it's fundamental that we continue to celebrate life.
Festivals, they're like a little symbol of the whole of society. And you can extract how they work, because they're a little town. They're an instantaneous little city for a week or a few days or whatever.
Every festival is different and every festival is unique. They all have their own unique impacts on our environment, and each festival has a unique solution that will suit that festival.
In defining and coming up with the objectives for what your sustainability strategy must be, you have to really consider what leverage you have to be able to influence that.
Give yourself plenty of time, really. If you are uncertain, give yourself some time to take those steps. And as I said, if you ask people, you'll be surprised how many people will step forward, because it is something that if you care about and you display that you care about it, then those people that are involved in those areas will come to help you.
Things like, putting in place sustainable systems. Don't be too hard on yourself if they don't work out in the beginning. It takes time to learn these things, so, keep it small, manageable, and have a good time.
It's not actually that expensive from an event budget to buy a tonne of carbon credits or to offset a tonne. The risk is that people will just factor in an amount to buy to become carbon neutral without doing the minimisation or the reduction strategies in the planning phase.
I think as an event we're becoming clearer with our environmental management strategies, and that only happens through time, with experience, with doing things and saying this works, that doesn't work, and going to other events and seeing what people are doing.
To get the best sustainable outcome for events, you need to get the best match between technology and the people, technology and the management systems.
If you can engage each of those aspects that come together for the event separately, so that there's a common understanding once everybody gets together of what the sustainability objectives can be, then you have a chance of influencing what happens at that time more so, which is the point I'm making about working with the suppliers.
Understand they're doing it for money, and it's ultimately your money they're taking. Because if you're in charge of a festival and you get to choose who comes in and out and trade and be in commerce, they're going to make money. And so understand the power you've got. As an organiser who's ultimately a consumer for this group of suppliers, is that demand what you want. And if people don't give it to you, don't give them your money. And it's pretty simple, but there's a lot in it.
If you don't know what you're emitting, then you can't purchase the offsets, first of all, for that amount of energy or water that you're consuming. So auditing is important, just to know where you're at and to get a realistic understanding of where to focus your efforts as far as improving the efficiencies.
And this is actually a much bigger stage. It's drawing less energy and it sounds louder, so we think this is good.
The first step that festivals need to undertake is to better understand where their environmental impacts are, and that is not an expensive procedure. It's very straightforward and there's lots of management bonuses in there, lots of other positives.
You have to audit to be able to understand what you're doing and where the energy and the resources are being consumed. Once you've done that, then you're able to strategically direct resources to achieve certain outcomes.
If you don't have the right information, then you can't manage something.
And say with an event that's annual, you might do a really thorough audit one year, and if your event doesn't change, then you don't need to audit every year. You can continue to improve, but you basically know you generated this many tonne of carbon emissions. You don't need to audit every year if your practice hasn't changed.
It's a very exciting time now that we've decided we're going to do a footprint and really pull it apart, whereas in the past we've just dealt with what we could at the time and at the end and put everything in the right bin, so to speak. But now's the time to really pull it apart and see where our business really is at.